All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday webinar with us. As part of our digital marketing mini-series, we are delivering today's webinar on how to use Google Ads. So who are we? We are the Mississauga Business Enterprise Center, better known as MBEC, and we are part of the City of Mississauga's Economic Development Office. Our focus is to support our small businesses here in Mississauga. We hope to be your central source that you can count on to help you with small business information, resources, and guidance. And our team is here to provide any information and assistance necessary to starting or growing your business. We also offer a number of resources such as these webinars, program information for starting or expanding your business, as well as business support programs that we deliver throughout the year. In addition, there are also relief programs available for COVID-19 on our business relief portal, which can also be accessed on our website. So on the panel today, my name is Amanpreet, and I am the project coordinator for the city's Digital Main Street program, which I will speak more about in just a minute. Also with me today, I have Laura. Laura is our digital marketing consultant for the city. Laura provides one-on-one digital marketing consultations for business owners and is part of MBEC's digital marketing initiatives. Along with us, we have Anushriti here today, also part of the Digital Main Street team, and you may have seen her from previous webinars. Anushriti is part of a team of 5 digital experts that provide free digital assistance to Main Street business owners in Mississauga.
Okay, so today I'll be talking about Google Ads, and here's the agenda for the day. So first of all, I'll be telling you about what is Google Ads, its benefit, and some of the main features and additional features like smart campaigns and where to look for your reports. And then we'll be giving you some tips and tricks to take it to next level. And at last, I will be giving you a quick demo to create Google Ads. So here we go. So I'm sure all of you must have seen these kind of ads and links whenever you search for a term. So for instance, you're searching for a fitness coach and this pops up on your website, right? So the first one, as you can see, is Google Ads, and it is put by Google out there because Noom weight loss program actually opted for it. And if you look down below the fitness.com, it is actually organic. So what does it mean? So Google actually puts out certain websites which are there organically because they have great content and they constantly update their data on their website. So it is actually put out by Google. But the the disadvantage of organic data is that it takes a lot of time, lot of effort to put your content out there, and many a times it still won't be on top. So for that, Google Ads is the best way to get most and most consumers for your product or your business out there. So what Google does, how it actually work, Google Ads, so you have to pay per click whenever a consumer clicks on your ad. So you don't have to click anytime. So if a person is seeing this ad right now, you don't have to pay anything. But if that person is going on your website by clicking this link and actually going through, the product or services that you're offering, then you have to pay. And that really depends. So for certain keywords that you are using in your ads, you have to pay on that. And it really depends. So for instance, for keyword like personal fitness coach, a person bids $1 and another bids 2. So the person that bids the highest cost will get that first link on Google. So that's how it works. So moving ahead, so this is a free platform by Google, but you do have to pay for the ad, as I told you before. Like you have to pay if someone is clicking on you and if they're buying or purchasing stuff from your website, then you have to pay. And it is a great way to actually market your product online. Like everyone has Instagram, Facebook, their official pages online, but I don't think that's enough to be there to put your business out there and to many people. Like Google is the most used search engine right now, so you'll have a lot of customers. So that is also a great way to promote your online store. Moving ahead, here are some of the main benefits that you will get once you promote and put out a Google ad. So it will definitely promote your business as you're putting out the ad and will sell you product. But what it will also does is create your brand image and brand awareness. So once a person sees your ad constantly on your website, what it will do is create a certain brand image about your brand out there, and it will directly increase your web traffic also, because people will be coming on your website even if they aren't purchasing anything, they are visiting your website. So that also increases your reach on Google and your visibility. Moving ahead, here are the main benefits that is specifically which you will get from Google Ads. So reaching your target audience. So the way Google Ad works is it specifically targets people that you want to reach. So again, if I'm talking about maybe a personal fitness coach, right? So there are certain people you have in mind, right? The age that you have, certain age, let's say 20 to 40, you have a demographic area. Maybe you want to focus on GTA area, okay? And then you have also, you can select certain household limits, so it's very very specific, so you can target the people you want to reach. So it's not like you are reaching to everyone, so it really depends. So I think it is a great way to go for a niche product also. And then moving ahead on more conversion. So what Google also does is, when you're putting your ad out there with a call of action, like buy in this much of time, or you're maybe promoting something like 50-70% off, or free deliveries, anything that like that, and if you highlight that, people will definitely be attracted to your website and will definitely get your product, right? So it increases your visibility. Unlike social media, where you just put out your product and promote it, you don't have a call of action there, right? But in Google Ads, you do have that. So it gives that instant boost, right? So managing and measuring your campaigns. So once you put out everything on Google Ads, you can manage and measure your campaigns really well, and you are on the hold for your ad. It's not like anyone else is managing. So you are managing your cost, your time, everything all together. Now, moving ahead, smart campaigns. So many a times business owners don't have so much of time, to put it out there. They have many things going on. I totally understand. So for that, if they want to still use Google Ads, what can they do? So smart campaigns is a great way to go ahead. So what does smart campaign actually does is, it actually takes a certain headlines, keywords from your website, like you put up your link, and they actually make the kind of sample ads for you. They give you 4 to 5 options, and what you can go ahead and do is then select the best one for you. So it uses the keyword that is used the most. And then moving ahead, Google also promotes this on your maps, Google Images, YouTube, and various other platforms. So with smart campaigns, you are actually promoting your ad, your business on Google Ads, but then you are promoting it on the other platform also. So I think that's a great catch. Then moving ahead, we have two more advantages. So as I mentioned before, if you have limited time and resources, this is a great way to start. And it's actually good for a beginner to get the touch, how it works. And it takes, I think, 10 to 15 minutes to get started. But in Google Ad, it takes you a lot of time. So you can start with this, and anyone with less experience can begin with this. And in this one, you don't have to pay per click, you can just set a budget, maybe $100 per month or 200, and that's it. How many conversions you get, how many sales you get, you can get under that. You don't have to pay per click. But the only downside is you get less of analytics report, like less report. So that's the thing. Now, moving ahead, now we have talked about benefits and everything. Now we have to see like how to budget for Google Ads, right? So it is a very tricky step to begin with. You want to see like how much do you want to spend? Do you want to spend so much in the beginning or less? So I would really advise is not to put too much of amount in the beginning, because you're still learning and you're still a beginner. So putting a lot of amount will not be beneficial. So what I will suggest is to fix a monthly budget for starting, and maybe a good range is around 150 to 200. So you can start with that, and then a great resource that Google Ads has is using a keyword planner. So what it does, it tells you the keyword according to your product or business that is most optimized. You know that this keyword is getting searched the most, so you will get a lot of clicks and will eventually turn into conversions. So it is a great way to get the keywords. And sometimes when you're stuck up, you have used two to three of them, two to three of keywords you have constantly used, you don't have any idea, so this will help you a lot. Then moving ahead, so one key thing that business owners sometimes miss or anyone misses out is putting in the product cost. Im- that is the most important part. So actually, you have to put all of it together. Like, you have to see your selling cost, what is that? And then you have to also see if your product is making revenue from Google Ads, considering everything all together and then kind of putting a budget together. So if you are actually getting revenue and your sales is good together, then you can set that budget. So once you have put out Google Ads like 1 to 2 times, you have a good idea of how it's doing, how much money you want to put in. Okay. So it is very advisable to use that reports like 1 2 times ad report and kind of create a budget according to that to see how it goes, so that you don't drain all your money and the money that you use is beneficial and actually gets you results. So moving ahead, so Google Ads report is the main part, because once you put out the report, once you put out the ad, Google reports are the thing that you want to check out to see how it is going and what you need to work on. So it actually shows you how it works. So one more thing which you want to do is kind of connecting Google Ads and analytics together. So I'm sure if you have a website you are using Google Ads, you definitely must be using analytics, and connecting them together will get you a detailed insight, because Google Ads shows you like how many people are coming to your website, how many of them are purchasing, what does it cost to you. But Google Analytics will give you a full report of how it's working, what's the background, everything all together. So you will have a great and a very precise perspective of what kind of consumers you're getting and where you want to work on and how you want to improve. So moving ahead, these are the reports that you should look out for when you are seeing. So some of the reports you can check daily or weekly, and some you can check monthly. But the starting one, the biggest changes report, I would advise to give it like 10 to 15 minutes daily to see how it's going. So there is a graphic chart which I will be showing you in demo. It shows like how many clicks and impressions you're getting. So it actually shows you how many people are coming to your website. So it's a great way to know if your ad is doing well or not. So if like per se like in 3 4 days you are seeing that it's going downwards, so you can change your ad, maybe adding new keywords, creating a new ad altogether, so that you don't drain out so much of money. And moving ahead, the auction insight report, it shows your performance compared to other competitors. So it shows like where you stand right now. For example, in your fitness personal trainer maybe business, you can see that if you are out there and you are reaching more people as your competitor, and what's your position. So it also tells you your position and like how many people have actually visited. So it's a great insight on daily basis. Then coming to campaigns and report tab. So report tab is the main thing, and report tab you get dimension, dashboard and reports. So it shows very specific criteria reports, like from the geographic region people are reaching you, the age group, the household income, and what they actually purchase. So everything is there, or everything you need to assess. And it comes around in a month, but it also, if you want, you can customize your report on weekly basis to see how you want to work on. So report tab is the main one. If you don't have so much time on your hand, you can weekly check the report tabs and the month, and in the month also. Okay, so now that we have discussed the budget, report, everything, I'll give you like few tips which are these resources that you can use ahead if you are well versed with Google Ads. So a Google Keywords Planner as I mentioned before, helps you in getting the keyword ideas and bid estimation. So what it does is, so if you're using a specific keyword and you don't know how much you will have to pay for it, it actually gives you a very fine idea about it. It estimates like near to correct. So that helps you also in budgeting and also getting in a very good keyword. And it also gives you a keyword that people are using the most. So if you use a keyword from here, you'll definitely get more views and people will visit your websites for sure. So yeah, this is a must to use if you're using Google Ads. Then additional resource is Google Search Console. It's not part of Google Ads, but it is part of Google on the online advertising platform. So what it does, it helps you to measure web traffic, and what it does is also helps you in assessing your website. So for instance, you have website but it has certain errors or little adjustments to be done, so it actually analyzes, sees your website speed, how it's working, is everything all put together, and also give you reports on that. So like once in a while, if you want to check and see how is your website doing, you can definitely consider Google Search Console. Now, moving ahead, I have certain key takeaways that I will really suggest of this webinar. So, if you have an online store, I highly recommend you to use Google Ads like once in a while, because it is a great way to promote and sell your products online. And moving ahead, it does boost online business revenue, and that is proved. It does it by 33%. So that is really good to start with. And you do reach a large audience. And last but not the least, Google Ad also helps you in promoting the ads, but it also helps you in managing that. So you have everything all together. So it is a great platform to begin with. And one thing to mention, so for the business owners or the people who haven't used it anytime and have a hard time using it, you can also consider the Google Ads beginners video that they put out on YouTube, and it's very easy to follow. And they do have the certification course also, which will take you like 5 to 6 hours to learn it step by step and move ahead. So I have attached that in the resources link. You can go ahead and check it out. Now, moving ahead, so now I will be actually guiding you how to actually create Google Ads. So the first step is keyword research. So you know you want to put a ad related to your product and business out there. So you have to do the keyword research. For me, I am using the example of gym clothing company. So I need to know the specific keywords that I want to use for the ad before starting the ad. So once I do that, I'll go ahead and set up a campaign, that is setting up an ad and then setting up an ad group. So setting up a ad group, you can add different ad, you can have 2 3 types of ad. You can put one day and another day to see which one works better. And then setting the ad word, and finally creating and managing the campaign. So once you have created the campaign, you have all the responsibility and hold of it. You can go ahead, manage it, change it in whatever way you want, and maybe increase your budget and decrease your budget. It all depends on you. So now moving ahead, I'll share my screen and show you how to actually create Google Ads. So you must use your business Gmail account for this, and once you log in, you just have to log in and you'll get this page ahead of you. So I haven't created a Google Ads, so that's why it's showing me. So you will have this page on you, and you just have to go ahead and click on new campaign. Okay, so here are a lot of options, and I know it might be overwhelming. So, to start with, so the main focus of anyone putting out Google Ad for the first time will be sales. So, we will be selecting sales. Yeah. So this is a tricky part. So people may consider any other option also. But the most viewed one is search. Like many a times you may see, display ads, shopping ads, but people many a time they think it's not so reliable, but they do click on the search ones. So for the starting, I would really recommend you to go with the search one, because you want to be seen most, because all of these are also not visible all the time. So we'll go with search. Yeah. And here is like select the ways you would like to reach your goal, right? So definitely website visit, and you may select phone calls. Okay, so moving ahead, website visit. So here we have to use a website, so I will be using, okay, okay, so for the demo I'm using the company's website. Once we move ahead, I have put it here. So you have to put your business web online store's website here, the main homepage. So moving ahead. So our first part is done. So I am going to do a online business store for gym clothing. So I'll enter the campaign name as gym clothing. Yeah. So one more thing to look out for is search and display network. So these are the things like you may select it and move ahead, but it will cost a lot of money, and it isn't also suitable for the starting, because what this does is not only shows your ad on Google ad but on other platform. For instance, you may have noticed like if you're using any website, certain ad pops up, right? So it is because of this, and people aren't interested in that if they haven't searched for it, right? So you don't want to go with this one in the starting. Okay, now moving ahead. So yeah, so if you're just selling your products in Canada, go ahead and select Canada. And because also selecting all countries and territories will definitely increase your cost. But if you do ship to other countries, I recommend you to select this one. Moving ahead. So here, because of the geographic location that we have selected, English and French is coming up because French is the second most spoken language here. So if you wanna opt it out, you can, but I recommend using both of them together. So yeah, this part is kind of the main part for starting. If you are uh, the first time doing it, then you should just go ahead with observation. So observation, you can reach everyone, everyone who's searching for something, you can just reach out. But in targeting, it's specifically for the people who are actually into that, their search histories based on that. So for instance, for my gym clothing, I can select sports and fitness. So people who have a history of that and constantly search about that, they will be getting this. But for starting, I'll just select observation because this is the first time. Now, what is the budget? So this is the everyday budget, and I want to keep it low. For the starting, we can do it $5, and you can change it daily as you see. If you see that you are growing and you are getting a good response, you can definitely increase it to maybe, anything between $5 to $10. That really depends. And what do you want to focus on, you know so here are different focus that you want to do. You want to get the most clicks, you want to get most shares, or do you want the conversion? That means, do you want the people visiting your website to actually buy your product? So I will actually put the bidding price, like whenever a person buys, then you'll have to pay. Okay, so moving ahead, here we go. Yeah, another important thing is extensions. So, whenever you see ads, you see their numbers, you see the product link. So, it's a great way to actually get them directly to your product. They don't have to go through the whole website and then search for your product. So, maybe my best selling product is a workout gear. Okay, that's the best selling. So, I'll put that extension here and then call out extension. So you have certain different aspect about your product. Maybe it's organic, maybe you are having a sale, you are having a free delivery, any offer, anything like that. It is call out extension, so you can add that here. And then moving ahead, the last one is call extension. So you want to put their customer number or your business number out there for the consumers. Now moving ahead, I have saved and continued. So now will be setting up a ad. So this is my first ad. So it says ad group number 1. Okay. So when you put out your link, it automatically suggests you certain keywords because I have selected the Mississauga. It's showing me that, but I will enter my product, gym clothing. and update keywords. So yeah, as you can see, it has replaced the previous one and it's showing me new keywords that I can use. And here are like 10 to 20 ones which you can already see. So I will just quickly insert one more. Yeah. So here we have two altogether. Now moving ahead, you can add two or three, any amount of ad group you want to add. So you can select which one is the best and move ahead. And now save and continue. Yes. So this is the main part here. You will be actually creating the ad. So you want to be very careful what you put out there because you want to grab the attention at first. So I will be using. So at first only I am putting it out there that my company sells gym clothes and workout gear. So I have all crisp and clear because you don't want to also overwhelm them with so much of information. So you have to put out a product that is your main thing or any service that is your main thing. Now moving ahead, I want to highlight one more thing. Like my business has this as the main one. So I will put my seamless workout collection as there to grab their attention again. And then you want to explain about your brand a little bit, like why should they buy it, like at first instant why should they even click on your website. So you will put that in description. So I am putting it out here. Okay, it's little bit long. Yeah. So I am putting it like I have the best gym outfit and putting it out there just in one line. And then if you have the second part of description will be once you explain your product, it will be call to action. So you should mention something that will kind of lead them to buy the product. So maybe you have free shipping or free delivery. So you can go ahead and put that, or even if you have offer. So if you have any offer or any discount going on, I would suggest that. But if not that, just put something out there to make them actually click on that. So I'm putting here free delivery and returns on all orders. And because free delivery and returns on order is not very attractive, but right now because of COVID, it is a game changer. So if you're putting it this also there, then also it's beneficial. So as you can see, this is kind of a demo. This is showing you a image that will be put out. So this is the ad that will be going out. And what you want to do is if you have a certain, like you have a very good price for the product, maybe, so you can also put it out like gear $30. So that can be your highlight, and that will also trigger them to get it. So after putting this, you have your ad ready. Sorry, I couldn't just complete it because of the text limit. Moving ahead, save and continue. So once you see it's already set, you can move ahead. Yeah, and you can also see like Google suggests you many things to actually make your ad more optimized and to reach out more people. So here it is suggesting me to create three more ads so that I have more options and to test out. And then also to add extension, which I didn't, but I mentioned you guys earlier, right? So you have to add extensions there. And now here are the main things, your daily budget, what's your strategy, your campaign goal, where are you putting out the ad, and you can also select the date. Maybe you don't want to put it whole month, whole week, whenever you want to put it, you can just select it previously. So I didn't select it, so here's no end date. Moving ahead, publish. So as you can see now that my ad is published, my ad is already here, and this is how it is being displayed on Google. And here you can just see like from where you are getting clicks and views, from which part of Canada specifically. And then moving ahead, here are the here are the keywords that you can use. So maybe you have used, like I did use three keywords. So I realized that I'm not getting so much of views or clicks. So what I can do is I can add keyword in just 2 minutes from here. So add keyword, then I'll go ahead, gym, women, there. Okay, so these are the three matches. So you want to be very, very careful with these ones. So exact matches, when exactly a person searches for this, will come here. And when a person is searching maybe in a phrase, then you get here. And broad is pretty broad, you know. So you want to go with broad match. So even if a person search like gym outfits or anything related to that, they will come to a page. So here, and you can select the ad group. Because I have one ad group, I'll select this. Going ahead, save. Yes. So what are these? So this will show you how many clicks you're getting, you know, because of that keyword. Like I searched for gym wear and then I'm clicking on it. So it will count as that. So it will also show you which keyword is working most for you. And then it will also show you which keyword will help you in getting those customers actually making sale. So you have these main things here, and then making ahead. So if you want to just quickly check it, so it will show you in a graph, like, you know, in a graphical way. So blue is for click and red is for impressions. So that it is shown on daily basis, and then you can manage to see your manage to see your ads. How is it going? How is it performing? Is it going positively, or do you need some changes? And moving ahead, it will also show you the average cost per click, like whenever a person is clicking, how much it is costing you according to the keyword, and also show you the total cost in a day, month, or a week. So this is the home page you'll be looking at every day, and the main things to look out. And for seeing a report altogether, weekly or monthly basis, like you want to see everything together and go deep into your ad and see how everything is going, seeing your consumer base, you know, just putting it all together. Here are the reports, you know, specifically according to time, location, extension, everything is here. And it is available in Excel also. Like you go here and you go here. Okay, you go on reports. Yeah. So it is available here. And then you have the dashboard here. So I'm just showing you the sample dashboard. So this is how it will look like. So this will also show you the people, how they are they using from desktop, laptop, or mobile, and from where you are getting the most interaction, you know. So here you go. This is your sample, and you can download this in PDF and Excel format. So moving ahead. Yeah, so Google Ads also does give you certain recommendations. So make sure you check recommendations once in a while for me, because I haven't set up a billing account, so I have to set up that. And it also helps you in you know, adjusting your ad little by little. And then this is also one of the most important aspect is ad group. So it is showing your status. Okay, I'm eligible, but because I haven't put out billing, it's not online yet. So once I do that, it will be online. And then it will show your conversion, like how much money you're making from that purchase. And then my ad group is standard, my clicks, impression, and click through rate is basically how many people are going to a website and then actually going through the keyword. And then, yeah, the total cost, conversion rate, that is coming from conversion. And these reports are also downloadable. And then you can go ahead, and maybe sometime you need a hard copy, you can go around and check it. And then auction insight. So these are the criterias which you can check later on. The demographics, audience. Yeah. So here, because I haven't put the ad out yet, there isn't so much of information, but these will be the information out there. Again, it is kind of same, but it is, putting it out there and dissecting it in the age group altogether. So you can actually then customize your ad. Per se, you are getting for the gym clothing, I'm getting a range of around 20 to 30 years old. So I will actually be looking more and researching more and seeing how should I attract them to the ad, focusing on the age group instead of focusing on people altogether. And then going to the keywords, search keywords. So this will show me correctly how my keyword is working. And broad matches again, like even if a person some searches anything related to gym clothes, my website will pop up. So you will have a good idea which keyword is working, and this helps you in getting new keywords. So yeah, the metrics are endless, like you can spend hours and hours on this looking around, but the ones I mentioned is the main ones. And the business owners or the people who are always on the run can daily just spend 10 to 15 minutes analyzing this one, and you're good to go. And in a week you can go through all the other criterias, and then at the end of the month I recommend you to go through everything so that you have a plan, a new budget, a new strategy to implement for your new ad. So,
So I guess we'll start from the top. So do you have to register your business with Google before getting access to Google Ads? Or
uh,
can your business just have a Google account and access this?
no, you just need to have a Google account, and it can be your business account specifically, which you are using for other things for your business. So you don't need to register your business. You just need a Gmail ID for putting out Google Ads.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the lowest you can bid per day?
So the lowest, the most, a certain budget that is like 0.50 to around $2. It really depends on the keyword, and it also depends on the industry that you're bidding on. So it really depends, but it is anything around that range. Yeah.
Okay. And so do conversions only work for products or and not services?
No, it does for service also. Like if you are a business related to service and a person actually signs up for maybe your demo, your appointment, anything related to that, or even kind of registering for your service, it also counts in then that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so on, and what is the max number of keywords you can use?
So there isn't a cap, but a good amount will be, I'll say, around 7 to 8, because you don't want to overspend, right? But if you are a beginner, you should go ahead with 4 to 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a good range. And what is the purpose of ad extensions?
So, okay. So ad extension actually helps in getting the customers directly on your maybe a product, or it provides a call to action. So for instance, you have your best selling product link attached to the ad, so they will directly go there. Or maybe you have your customer number out there, or maybe a offer, sale, or anything special going on, you have it there. So it kind of gives you an advantage over the simple ads, and it definitely gets more views and clicks, which eventually lead to conversions. Yeah.
Okay. Um, and can you explain negative keywords?
Yeah, so negative keywords are basically the keywords that aren't performing so well compared to your competitors also. So that are the keywords that you kind of want to avoid. Yeah.
Okay, negative keywords. Okay, that's good. And how do Google Ads compare to Facebook ads in terms of cost and success? Anything else?
S- Yeah. So I think Google Ads are much more reliable and are reached by much more of audience, like Google search is used by most people. And Facebook ads are actually used by your user preference. So if I am constantly searching about one thing, then one thing pops up. And most of the people do use Facebook, but that eventually doesn't lead to conversions often because they do ignore it. But Google ads on the other hand kind of promote your product more effectively. So if you want to invest in ads and you are starting, so start with Google ads and then eventually move to Facebook's. Yeah.
Interesting. Um, where can I find the keywords bid price that I am choosing?
So it can be searched from the keyword planner, as I mentioned before. So from there, it actually gives you a very close estimate about the bidding price of an keyword. Yeah, and I have attached the link in the resource, so you can go ahead once you receive the presentation. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Um, I don't see any other. Oh, can you show us a keyword planner?
Okay. Actually, I am not able to access the keyword planner because you need to put out an ad first to access it. So unfortunately, I can't do that. But I have the resource there. So if you already have Google Ads and you have put out certain ads, you can go ahead and reach that link to use it.
Okay, awesome. I'll just drop in the link to the planner. Um,
While you're reading that last question, it's long.
yeah.
I'm just gonna, something I've always wondered too, it's how do you know if you're spending what you should be spending? Like, how do you figure out your budget when you're doing this? And I do have an industry report to sort of give you a guideline, but is there any insights too you can make a recommendation, like how much should we put aside a month for this kind of advertising?
Yes. So like you can start with a ratio of 5 to 1 compared with your revenue because you don't want to spend so much and you do want to put a good amount. So 5 to 1 is a great ratio to start with. And for starting, a good range is 150 to $200. Yeah, because it actually gives you a good amount on daily basis, on daily average, and also not you are spending so much. So once you get a hold of it, like you check your revenue that you're making from your Google Ads, and then you compare it if it's working or not, how much you're earning, so you can increase or decrease your budget according to that. But yeah, this ratio is like a benchmark, so that can be followed ahead. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
So this question is about the use of, I guess, their Google account. So when they started their business, they set it up with a Google business account. And then when they hired someone, they set up a new account. Therefore, they now have two Google business accounts. And the issue here is that um, my preference is to have site and ads connected with the new one. However, my tracking is only coming up with the initial Google business account. What do you recommend?
Uh, so sorry. So the tracking is coming from the new one, right?
With the first one.
For the first one, okay.
Yeah, and so I
Uh,
guess it seems like their second one is currently live. I mean, can they just change? Can they just swap out the emails?
I think what they can do is they should actually use the one they are getting already their data from, like you mentioned the first one, right? And
Hmm.
remove the second My Business, for not having any confusion, and connect it with that. So using
Okay.
the email ID that they're using for first one, they can go ahead and start with their Google ads. Yeah.
Okay. And you had mentioned just before with the whole budget, a 5-to-1 ratio. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. So it is the budget related. So the five I was talking about is the revenue or the profit your business is making, and the one will be the ads. So for instance, you are making $5 dollars as a revenue, then you should use $1 as your ads. So it is ratio is like that. So that is the basic one which you should follow so that you don't overspend and stay on track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Laura? Do you see any?
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, as far as I know I spend more time in the organic SEO and search engine optimization, and backlink strategy is a big one. When you do ads, is it does it count towards your backlink strategy, or does Google kind of wash that out because it's a paid link? Do you know?
Sorry, can you frame it a little bit
Yeah.
more?
Yeah, so backlink strategies, when you want to have all these backlinks to your website is really important to building
Right.
your search engine optimization, which is more organic. Is when you do a paid ad, does that contribute to that, or is it a wash because you're paying for it?
No, it isn't. It is just you're paying for the ad, so
Yeah.
it just counts that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Um, oh, that's a good one. How long should you run your ads?
So I think again, it really depends. If you're constantly, updating your ads, you're updating your keywords, headline, and you are using it constantly, so it will definitely show you positive results. So if you are getting positive result, you have time on your hand, so then definitely you should be going on with your ad. And yeah, one more factor is if you're getting sales, many a times you get clicks and impressions, but you don't get, the conversion, you don't get the sale. So you have to then you can pause it for a bit and then maybe come up with a new strategy, new ad, new keywords, and then go ahead. And if you are getting good, you can continue it. But what I have noticed working with businesses is that they leave out ad running for like 1 2 months and don't even check on it. And and what that does, you may think that it's like $2 or $1 per click, but that adds up to a lot of amount, ultimately leading to like $300 $400, and that's not getting you anything. So I would really recommend you to kind of analyze, look at your reports, and then so there isn't a specific answer, but again it's I will say analyzing your reports, seeing everything, and then setting the target of weekly, daily, or monthly.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
There is another one here. I'll grab that one. You
Mm-hmm.
mentioned smart campaigns are not paid by pay per click and show less analytics. How does it use the daily rate by displaying it?
So what they actually do is you give out a certain budget and they work on it. They don't work on pay per clicks. So daily budget, anything can be around $4 to $5, but it usually takes a monthly budget. So that can be around 200 or 300. But again, it's for the businesses that are very busy and you don't have a lot of control over it. But again, if you have less time, it's great. But if you want to get more of it, get more out of Google Ads, then you should use like the main campaign one, which we just did. Yeah.
Great. I have another question before any more come through. When you selected the language for English and French, does that mean your ad will be translated when it comes across if it's a
Yeah,
French?
so it is like when you search for anything on Google, right? So if I'm searching in French, Google does realize that and it shows me certain ads in French only. So it is for that. So we know that many Canadians are French speaking, right? So if they search for gym clothing in French, it will show them an ad in French. But if you haven't selected it, your search result won't come up. So it is technically to reach out more audience. Yeah.
Excellent. That's really helpful. Thank you. Um, Okay, I'm not sure about that other smart campaign. I think someone's just asking a little bit more about that if you use the smart campaigns. Hmm, you might want to clarify. I'm not sure if I understand that question. But basically, the smart campaign says, "Hey Google, you kind of know what you're doing and you can figure it out by all the information, and I trust you to put it where it's supposed to be."
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes. So you
Okay.
you give out your link, your main homepage website link. You give out what do you want to sell and certain keywords and headline. So it actually does it for you, sees which one is the best, give you three, four option, and then yeah. So like here we did everything on our own manually, right? We have to select each and everything. There you
Right.
have a bit of on Google. So yeah.
The joy of machine learning and leveraging that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that, especially as you get started. I'm sure to collect all the data, figure it out, and then certain campaigns you want to be a little more specific as you learn. Can you add images to the ad?
Yeah, so on our second step, I actually selected search that I just want to show text, right? So it also had shopping where you can attach links, images, and videos. So if you select images, you will be able to add photos of your product with the ad. Yeah.
Excellent. Uh, okay, Amin, do you want to read that one out?
Yeah. Um, would you recommend Smart Campaign initially for a business?
So I would really, if you're very, very busy, like you can't spend so much of time, so I would recommend Smart Campaign. But if you are putting, like, even if you're putting 200, you would want to get results from it, right? So I think like investing some amount of time is good, and I would recommend definitely Google Ads over it, because if you're using Google Ads over a long term, long period of time, then it will be beneficial. But if you're just doing it for once or trying it out, you can use Smart Campaign.
Okay. And also, would you recommend putting in negative keywords into the keyword planner?
Uh, yeah, for instance, you can actually check it so you don't actually use it. But I would suggest you to actually use the keywords that you want to use, because in that way you will also get a keyword and you will also get the bid estimate. So it's good in both way.
Okay. And I think if there are any other questions that we've missed, please do send us an email, and we'd be happy to answer it there. But thank you so much, Anush, for presenting on how to use Google Ads today. I think it was really informative, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. And then with that being said, we hope to see everyone next week.